What's good, everybody? You are locked into the One Shot Podcast, powered by Music Hypebeast, the largest independent multimedia broadcast platform for creators and artists in the game right now. Tonight, we're sitting down with Calipapi, an independent force coming out of the hip hop universe. This is where we tap into the real story, the grind, the doubt, the sacrifices, the small wins, the big L's, and the sound that makes their name ring different. My name is April Harley, aka Gigi Max, and I am one of the power hosts tonight for the One Shot Podcast. We are super honored to be illuminating the creative genius of Calipapi on our show. The One Shot Podcast is syndicated on iHeartRadio and Pandora, so this energy will be felt everywhere. All right, let's start the show. Calipapi, we are so honored to have you on our platform.
It's definitely an honor to be here, ma'am. I appreciate it, April, for having me.
Yes, awesome. And if I could set the scene, Calipapi is driving through the West Coast with the shades down. The sun is shining. I heard some birds chirping in the background.
Yes, I'm just reflecting
it's like
the
very
family
Cali
time
style
going.
right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just going to share that we're
All
just
right.
going to a family trip to see some lights and Christmas lights on the bay. Beautiful parade of lights from boats.
Awesome. Thank you for taking the One Shot Podcast with you.
Oh,
All right, let's jump into it. Yeah. Let's tell me a little bit about your origin. Let's do the origin of your story. When did, the I kind of do music turn into music is my life? Okay, so let's start at the core. When did this turn into, this exact moment that you remember where music you realized it was you, that this was your thing, and it flipped the switch for you?
A huge moment was in around 2006. My children and I were in Colorado, and I just basically had to start figuring something out about life. And I said, well, I need to go to school and I need to figure something out on what I want to do passion-wise. Music was one of those things next to computers, so it was just basically computers and music. So doing both of those was the focus starting in 2006.
Okay. Now, segueing into, choosing music, you picked a lane where many people say 95% of people never quote unquote make it. What did you kind of have to accept in your head about failure or being slept on or any uncertainty before you decided to really and truly commit to this path?
Yes, failure is more of the uncertainty of being confident in yourself, right? In your craft and what you create.
Yeah.
It was a huge uncomfortable feeling. It was hard to be myself. It was hard to figure out if somebody would like what I was creating, if it was even worth it. Was it material enough to make it to a big stage of such thing like the radio and things of that nature? So once I realized that was a block, a barrier, when you accept that as internally and you grow from it, it basically opens that potential to be able to grow into who you are. And that all basically comes into the glory of God. I mean, you just basically remove a fear of being yourself. So that's just the biggest key into the game is just being yourself. So the moment you unlock that fear and you get over that hump, you're just blessed with a reality of who you are. And you accept it and then you step into it. And as you step into that light, you just form yourself even more. You forge yourself through the experiences, kind of like a blade. You just forge yourself in the fire and you continue stepping and you keep pushing. And so that's how we got here.
Wonderful. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. You're dropping gems already. With the music and business and in the industry, there can sometimes be money stresses or this feeling of having to stay in the game. The independent life isn't cheap, right? So can you talk about a real moment where the money side almost made you kind of fall back, and what mindset or hustle or support system kept you from quitting?
So that's a very, very important piece because in 16, I took the investment and started a corporation thinking I could make a label, make music, support myself. Did that. I hurt my family. We're in the middle of blending families, and I ended up breaking my family apart. I ruined that effort. I ended up going into debt because I was trying to do more than I could do in my means at that time, and I'm working a full-time job and supporting my family at the same time. So just as you're creating and you're putting it out there, and it's not really like getting traction like you hope, or you can't turn a dollar within a day. I mean, you really have to be out on the streets hustling to turn that dollar, right? So you can't work a
Yeah.
full-time job. So how do you make it work? I had to take a step back. I had to reallocate my internal household. We got that under control. It took some time. As you can see, it's 2025. It's when the
Yeah.
album finally got to drop. So when you're talking about when did I take it serious financially, though, it was huge
Hmm.
because about October is when the idea of being able to do this again started. And then by November 26th, which was my 40th birthday, is when the album dropped. So that is the time frame where financially
Ah,
I had to make a decision and say, hey, do I want to really take this serious or do I just want to say, oh, I possibly did it? So I took that step, went and got some money, invested in myself, and here we are.
that's so real. That is so real, that journey. And, obviously you have to have a mindset to even, be still and reevaluate, still hold things down for the children, for your wife, all of those things. So let's talk mental. What's been the hardest part on your mind? Is it self doubt or comparison, relationships, with your mental health? When was that inner voice, when that inner voice starts talking crazy? How do you reset and protect your mind and your peace?
That's a wonderful question because mental health is serious. I have ADHD, so it's a difficult task to deal
Yeah,
with
same.
because with ADHD, you have multiple thoughts that come in rapid succession at an extreme rate, much higher than an average person. So, in theory, you could imagine your thought process, April, might be a single lane in the country. I got 6 lane highway in the city. That's how fast data runs in my brain
Yeah.
all the time. So I'm constantly trying to figure something out. I miss things, things of that nature. So it's depression, right? That's the biggest thing. And that ties
Yeah.
into the direct
Hmm.
fear of insecurity, of not being able to be yourself. It's debilitating and it breaks people down to the core. So the biggest thing I had to get over
Yeah.
was depression and making sure I understood that my mental health was okay. It's okay to feel pain. It's okay to feel anger. It's okay to feel things. How we respond and
Yes.
choosing how we react to these specific moments is very important. And I'm not perfect. I've got a small little record in life, but
Hmm.
I've made corrections in my history with my family. So we've succeeded and made it this far in life, and it's beautiful, right? So that's what I share is when you get over your insecurities, those fears, which is basically depression,
Hmm.
doubt, I guess I would say financial struggle, because that's clearly a mental health. It wears on you mentally, right? All of those things that are serious. When you finally understand who you are, you can finally give glory to God, right? Thank God for who I am. And when you finally give him that glory,
Yeah.
those worries and those stresses will relieve themselves. I can't help as far as timeline, right? Nobody can. That is what your journey is for. And that's why we're all unique. So you take that step out into life on who you are, and you give God glory for everything that you've become, and you'll see the benefits.
Amen, amen. Taking us to church and taking us out on the family outing tonight. We appreciate you. And with that, with the rapid thoughts, it feels, and I suffer from the same, especially as creatives, right? It does kind of helps with the sound and your creative process. For me, at least, it does. Now, your sound, if someone were to hit play on your album, on your catalog for the first time, what would be the signature you they're going to hear? Could you break down your creative DNA, if you will, your tone, the melodies, drum choices, your style, your writing style, ad libs, all of those things? What separates you from the noise?
Yes, ma'am. What separates me is every lyric has a story behind it. I make sure there's a purpose. A lot of people make music off of clout, trending topics. That is not the purpose here. The purpose here is to give you something authentic, give you something real. So that's what the music is for. As far as the tone and the atmosphere, it's exactly West Coast, right? Sunshine, golden vibes, just warmth, just happiness, just good feelings, right? That's just basically my version of what West Coast love is. Just good feelings, right? Specifically have a playlist called Best Vibes, meaning that every time I play this song, this is gonna make me smile no matter what. My day is gonna improve. no matter what. And that's exactly what West Coast love is. It will improve your day and make you smile.
Well, I'm glad you said that because that's how I feel when I listen to your music. That's why I was excited that you were in the car because I'm like, you are definitely getting the long, like a long drive, rock out to Calipapi, West Coast love. I mean, you'll be feeling great. It's like a natural high. It's just like you do feel that energy of the sun. And that's why I said you brought the sun to me. It's dark on the East Coast right now. And you still bringing the sun through your music, and so I appreciate that. Now, as
That's the
far as
goal.
like real life and real form and record form, yes, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just saying that's the real goal. We're just here to spread light, right?
Hmm.
Shine on who we are. And that's for everybody.
Yes.
I personally want to highlight a gentleman, Julian Brown. He's a scientist. He's turned plastic waste into fuel, which is plastiline. And that's how he
Mm,
says it, plastiline. It's just amazing, right? An amazing
awesome.
scientist, a black figure in America. It is a human being that needs to be protected in our community. That's a real highlight. I love my music. But that's who I am. I shine light on those that deserve that type of recognition. Everybody needs to go find this gentleman. His name is Julian Brown. His page on IG is Nature Jab. Again, his product is plastiline. He's taking plastic waste and turning it into fuel that you can drive your car in. So it's cleaning the earth and it's giving us fuel. He's fixing what all the corporations are ruining. So we definitely need to support that man. And we need to go make sure he's taken care of and we make him thrive while I be the support artist on the background, making sure he's getting the support he needs for sponsors and a microphone.
Wow, thank you. Shout outs to Julian. It just like the gangsta lean is very like is that West Coastish? Isn't gangsta lean like that? It's like plastiline.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the vibe between the two. It might be a new record that you might have to help Julian with. Could you just spell out the Instagram just in case people didn't hear the page? Could you spell it out?
Yes. I'll definitely spell it out. It is nature, Nature jab, JAB. And I just want to make sure it has no underscore.
Oh,
Yes, there is an underscore at the end. So nature jab underscore.
oh man, you're elevating us with the West Coast love and dropping knowledge for us. So again, thank you. So if you pick one song from your discography that's the closest to your real life, paint the scene for us. What was happening in your world when you were creating this song and writing this song? Who was involved? What were you going through? How did that, what you were going through, translate into the lyrics, the melodies, the production?
Yes, ma'am. So it would be the second track from the Bay to the Day. That's basically kind of like a quick biography of what it was like from me being born to 18. I was taken from the Bay Area at 5 down to San Diego, but then I traveled back to the Bay Area throughout life until 18. I went back, moved there, lived there for a little bit, came back to San Diego. So it's just back and forth from the Bay to the Day. So that's what that track is about. It's a reflection of my life. It's just very soft and subtle because basically it's very old school, like 90s. We didn't have hard 808s back then. So it's just very smooth like that. Reminiscent
Mhm.
of the Bay Area where I'm talking about the fog kissed the pier because San Francisco has a lot of fog. And I was born in San Mateo, just south of San Francisco. That's basically what I'm talking about. Coming from there, come down to San Diego, and I just grow up and learn what life is like. And then eventually, I learn what the West Coast is and what it means to the industry. That's where West Coast love ties in right after that, turning 18. So that's the blessing. It's just a track that has definitely got some type of a story that will give you a lifelong journey of 18 years.
Okay. All right. We appreciate that. Let's jump into how you want people to feel from your music, right? And I'm voting for feelings over streams, especially in the era that we are in the music industry. When people are listening to your music, late night in their room, or like I was saying earlier, on a long drive perhaps, or outside with their squad, with their tribe, what do you want them to feel for real in their soul, in their spirit? And then drop one
Mhm.
song from your catalog that best delivers that feeling and tell us why.
Yeah, so that's I believe it's the fourth track. It's called Bounce All Night. It's a club anthem. It's the grown man,
Ooh.
the full sexy. It's exactly how you stand up and show out that. Hey, I'm a handsome man, and if you're interested, you can come talk to me. I'm interested too. So let's bounce all night and let's see what's going on.
Ah,
So that's the track that will definitely get everybody excited. They can have a fun time and feel the vibes because the 808s hit so hard on that one. Like the bass just drops low and it feels good. So you'll definitely enjoy
oh
it, and
my
I can
God.
see a lot of women enjoying some videos off of that track for sure.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for blessing us with that. Shout out to the ladies, and we'll do a watch party for this video that you're gonna drop for us. And you said that
We
was track
definitely got a
4. Could you
surprise.
say the title again?
Yes, track four, Bounce All Night. And we do. We have a surprise for the video that will probably be my first unique video, and it'll definitely be heavy eyes. We want to keep that one serious.
Okay, unique. I love that word for it. I'm following you. And when would we see that around? Would that be a top of the new year, spring? You got to keep us waiting here, but
I got it. No, it'll be around second quarter 2026.
all right. All right. We'll try to hold on until then.
We've got other videos
So,
dropping, but that's the one everybody's gonna be focused on. So we're gonna let the other ones drop, warm it up a little bit for you guys to get a feeling for, the artistry, the visuals that we'll give you, and then moving forward when we get that final one. Well, that's not gonna be the final one, but when we get that one, it will be a whole new game.
all right. Well, thank you for letting us simmer. We'll follow you on your journey. And speaking of your journey, if you were to describe your catalog as a movie, okay, what would the storyline be from your first release to your latest drop?
So thank you so much for asking this question. I appreciate this, April. So the
Yeah.
the album is 20 tracks, and Calipapi is focused on making history by being the first artist to complete a music video for every single track. Now I think it was Kid Cudi and Beyonce. Kid Cudi has done a
We
mashup
lost
video
Calipapi.
that was
We're
like
gonna have to
40 minutes
really
long.
do
That was
this
supposed to be
interview
like reminiscence of
again when
every
it's
track.
more
And
clear,
then Beyonce did like a small, short cinematic
and we
a
will leave it for
visual of
Calipapi.
a mashup of her album, like a short visual album. Mine's going to be specifically a music video for each track. So nobody's done that yet. So 20 music videos, 2026, every single track. That's history. Did I lose you? Are you with me, April? Hello? April? Hello, April?